Well, hello guys. Welcome to another Facebook Live. We've got Bob Hernandez here, and I've got a special couple of guests that are going to be speaking to us for here. Right now, we've got Ethan Baser. He's going to come in here. We're going to go over a couple of things, but before we do that, guys, let's go over and get through a little bit of the housekeeping. We've got an Alpine Sounds of Summer sale going on right now. Alpine Sounds of Summer has some of the best speakers on deals that you're going to find. These are going to be pre-tariff pricing, guys. So you'll certainly want to get a hold of your Go Fast sales rep and make sure that you are locking into the Sounds of Summer deal. That deal runs through the end of this month, so we're literally only have about 10 days left. So guys, get a hold of your Go Fast sales rep. Let's make sure that we're on those Alpine Sounds of Summer sales. One of the things that we posted last week, or we talked about last week, and we kind of had a couple of the fellows come up. Ethan didn't make it; he was too busy, so that's why we got him loaded up first. We've got a pool full of buyers, so we've got about 3 to 4 buyers that have brands that are specific to them. And the challenge we've given them is, how do I turn our buyers into merchandisers, guys that really know the brand, really know the ins and outs of what it takes to move product, but what it takes to keep the product on hand, but the relevant stuff, the stuff that you need, the stuff that moves, the stuff that makes you guys money, right? So the better that these guys are, the more product that we'll have that is really useful to us and they're going to help our businesses grow. So each one of the guys has chosen a brand that they already cover, and they've given a challenge to merchandise that brand for the month of June. Ethan here has chosen Cicada, a fantastic brand, right? This brand has been growing here at the in Go Fast the halls over the year. It's specifically or primarily about motorcycles. Yep. Why don't you, Ethan, talk to us a little bit about the Cicada brand?
Absolutely. So yeah, as Bob mentioned, guys, Cicada, as you probably know, is one of the fastest growing motorcycle brands out on the market right now. And at the time, get it in your shops while it's new and while it's hot. This is something that every guy really, if they're looking into motorcycle audio, they really should be looking into Cicada. There are other options out there, but again, the reason why it's growing so fast, it speaks for itself. The proof is in the pudding with, you put these on bikes, from the ease of install to the quality of sound, all around, it's a great brand to be working with. And, we're trying to do our best to just keep it growing and support it as much as we can. So, this is just my little reminder here this month that, as Bob mentioned, this Cicada was my chosen brand to grow. And, I'm doing everything we can to make sure that happens. And including this month, every order that you make this month will qualify you and enter you for a chance to win a little swag pack from Cicada this month. Anything from some cool flags. This one's bagged up at the moment, but they're pretty big. They're pretty large. Some bags. We got some flags and sweatshirts. Get yourself some Cicada swag with your orders. All you're placing orders just to do some jobs in the shops. Well, get yourself and your team some swag with it too. So every order this month, guys, it's going to give you an opportunity to get one of those swag packs in your hand. And again, any questions you have, make sure you're talking to your sales reps with any questions about installation questions or pricing questions. But most importantly, what I want to remind you guys is the ease of install with Cicada products. There's a lot of accessories out there that you may not even know about that will make your jobs a lot quicker and a lot more efficient. So if you do have any install questions or any accessory questions, make sure you're asking your Go Fast sales reps any of this info, and we'll get it to you right away.
One of the things that I like about the motorcycle business in general is, for the most part, if you're riding a motorcycle, that's not your daily driver, right? That's not what you get to go to work. If you have a motorcycle, it's typically your weekend thing. It's your toy. It's right. What you enjoy riding. It's part of, again, one of your toys. And certainly we spend money on stuff that we need. Where we go milk, we get eggs, we get food. But we like to spend stuff on toys that we like. Right. And the motorcycles and boats kind of fall into that category. And that's what's super exciting about the motorcycle category is people that own bikes. They run them, especially up here in New England. We've got a very small window in terms of when it's great bike riding weather. And if you've got a bike, you're going to put your toys on it, right? Because that's your pride and joy. That's your Sunday. Get out on Sunday on a beautiful day. Oh, yeah. Go ride with your buddies. Go on some of these road trips. Laconia is this week, I believe. It's this weekend. Yep. So a lot of people out there. But the bikes are certainly a popular category right now. And with your promo, anybody that buys it buys it. So explain to me how that works. So everybody should get a hold of their Go Fast sales rep.
Absolutely.
Everything that every order that they buy can qualify for some swag.
Right. So as we go here, qualifiers that are over $3,500 in purchases for the month will be entered into a few of the higher level swag packs, and then $2,500 or more will be entered into the rest of the swag packs, which is more consisting of t-shirts and some other cool swag to go along with that. But yeah, so anything above those numbers will be entered into a swag pack. But again, every order you're making, guys, it's going to be an order closer to hitting those numbers to be able to qualify for one of these prizes.
Well, just as important as our customers making money on products that they buy, you're in a competition against your buddies and you're in the same office. Tell me a little bit about how the competition has gone. What's changed your perspective on the brands this month versus what you've done in the past?
So I really, a new perspective I gained doing this month was to really dive in deep and find ways to find angles to not only grow your brand, but get it more recognized by the same dealer base. And it's not a new product, which, that was kind of one thing I was facing when, looking at my competitors was, one of my other competitors, Andrew, you'll see here in a second. K&N is a newer brand for us. So it might have that newer brand, kind of
well, it's easier to show growth, right? Because if I think the challenge was based on growth. Right. So we had Cicada sales last year, so you have to get to that number and then grow before your numbers start. Whereas I think what you were trying to say with K&N is a very new brand to us, right. So it's almost all growth.
Exactly. And so as you just mentioned, as Bob mentions, we are actually at a very critical point with Cicada here because we are just about to hit that growth point, which means the rest of the days of sales this month are all growth sales. So that will be really, really contributing towards, me winning this competition, guys. So any purchases you're making from now to the end of the month are going to be really critical to me winning this competition. And I really appreciate them.
So I know that you get along with Andrew and you get along with Joe, but at the end of the day, you certainly want to crush them.
Of course. Absolutely.
You want to crush them.
Yes.
Absolutely. Just like
all fun and games, but we know who's winning, and it's definitely not those two.
guys, if you haven't met Ethan at one of our shows before, go ahead and get a hold of your Go Fast sales rep, buy and sell Cicada product. Support Ethan. Ethan's trying to win a contest, so I know I get bragging rights. And I think that comes with some cash gifts and some. I think there's a belt that's going to be involved.
Not only a champion's belt, but I'll also be making my walk to work that much shorter with my nice VIP spot right in front. So guys, come on.
VIP spot.
Make my walk shorter, please.
Well, Ethan, thank you for helping us out
Absolutely.
on that. Let's say we're going to bring in Andrew now. Andrew is.
Before you even get going, I want Ethan to come back for just 1 second because I want to show everybody a little something about this K&N brand. I saw Ethan was wearing his Cicada shirt. I thought that was a nice shirt, nice thing to wear. Ethan, if you don't mind, flip your hat forward for me.
Well, as we said, we are a team here.
And see, as you can see, you just can't escape the brand. Bob, how about a little unzip of the shirt right there? He's even got one on himself. So
we got this.
This is true.
You can't escape the brand, but hey, listen, Ethan had a great pitch. Cicada's a great brand. Any of you that have motorcycles in your shops, you're going to need K&N there too because, K&N makes all these motorcycle products, whether we're talking about air filters, we're talking about oil filters, any cars coming into your shop, every single car has a cabin air filter. Every single car that comes into your shop has one. And you can't go wrong. It's extra added margin to the sale. Who doesn't want to make more money, right?
And that's at Mobile Expo 2025, I believe it was Paul. Paul was was manning the booth, and his pitch was just spot on. People are walking by them; they're all in the 12-volt industry, the 12-volt business, and he's right off leading with, "You're in the 12-volt industry, and air filters are kind of something that you don't even get involved with, right? It's not something that you do. It's beyond what you do." And almost to a man, as I was standing there, they're all kind of agreed with them because they're 12-volt guys. They're doing radio, speakers, amps, remote starts, whatever, any of the electronics. Then he asked them, "Do you guys like to make money? Do you like to make $50 in like 15 minutes?"
Heck yeah! Who would want to make $50?
And then he says, well, what about your market? Well, who could be your target market if you were going to sell K&N air filters and the rest of the K&N product? He says, well, every single car requires. You and I were talking about this the other day. Every car requires a filter.
Exactly, and not for nothing, guys, but when these cars are showing up in your shops, be diverse. Try and find new ways besides installing radios or window tint to make some extra money for yourself to put in your pockets. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that? Every car that rolls into your shop has a cabin air filter, whether it's a Tesla, whether it's a F-150, whatever it may be. They all have cabin air filters. So that's something so easy that you can replace in a couple of minutes. I mean, you can make that happen in a few minutes, make yourself an extra 30, 40, 50 bucks, depending on how big the filter is itself. And every car that rolls into your shop that has a gas engine or a diesel engine, I mean, they have oil filters, right? K&N makes oil filters. So I've been throwing, I know I had a paper over here. I think it's over on that side. I've been throwing these in a lot of the boxes. You guys probably see them. I know that some people came to our show and said, I didn't even know you guys carried K&N. So that was why it was so important to get them to come to our show. And I want to thank Paul from K&N for coming to our show and being able to explain kind of what K&N's all about. I mean, they've been around since 1969. So moon landing year, Bob.
Landing year.
They've been around since then. And they're very well known in the automotive industry, whether you're a car guy or not. I mean, you've seen K&N, you've seen the brand, you know the brand, just like you know Sony, just like you know Kenwood. K&N is one of those brands in the automotive aftermarket industry, and they're very, very important to it. So not only do they have air filters and oil filters, like I mentioned, but they have windshield wiper blades. They make oils. They make cleaning kits. So I've been throwing these in a lot of the boxes just to kind of show you all what we have access to, and there's a lot more than just what's on this paper right here. But this has been going in just about every single box that's been leaving our building this month. So I think it's very important to throw that in there and kind of just give you guys a little bit of taste as to what K&N has to offer. But even just picking up a cleaning bottle like this, I know our boy Barry has been selling some of the degreasers to some of his guys. It's like $9 or $10. I think this one right here is actually just under $11 for this air filter cleaner. You could pick this up. This bottle will last you a little while. It's an added service, added margin, added service. Clean their air filter, throw it back in the car, or even pick up a case of some new ones and make some extra money.
Talk to me about this month and the competition. You learning what has changed? What do you now know about? And I know that you've always been really you've got a background in automotive. Air filters is something you've bought, sold, or have dealt with forever as it's with your driving career. What has changed this month as you look at the brand as a merchandiser versus, let's say, like a rebuyer?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, it's trying to get our 12 volt, folks to get a little more familiar with this brand and try and kind of get them more comfortable with it. It's sometimes when you're so used to something that you do every single day, it's hard to kind of branch off from it a little bit and try something a little bit new. But I think, like I said before, getting K&N to our show was super important. I mean, guys walked through and said, wow, I can't believe you have access to this. I really need, this or that or this. And now it's about trying to get these folks with these shops to carry K&N products on their shelves for when their customers come in. So it's been a little bit of a challenge for sure. But I think as we move on, as we keep on progressing with the brand, with K&N. We've been doing social media posts every single week, which I think has been very beneficial. I know Joe and Ethan have also been doing that as well, and their posts have been great. It's been a lot of fun to do this competition, and I've really enjoyed it. I think it's really bringing out the best of us, not only as buyers, but also junior merchandisers, if you will.
Right, absolutely. And that's the whole the whole contest. The concept behind the contest is, how do you guys start to think about this as more, not just as a line item on a spreadsheet that you're reordering, but more as a brand where you know it, you live it, you feel it. I mean, when I was sitting there at Mobile Expo and watching Paul do his thing, I was just so impressed with, this is what he lives, this is what he does, and he had the responses. He was able to overcome the objections, and I see that you guys, as this month has progressed, I see you guys doing kind of the same thing. You're learning the brand, you're learning what the objections are, you're learning how to overcome them, and I think that one of the biggest challenges that you guys have all had is getting the attention of your sales team, right? Because certainly the emails, the social media posts, reaching out to our customers makes sense, but another way to proliferate any brand is to get it in the minds of your sales guys. And I see you talking with Barry in the office and Jonathan in the office. Tell me how that has changed your relationship with the sales team over this past month.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's, looking at the sales saying, oh, we're kind of struggling a little bit. Let's try and kind of get some more out there, see if we can sell some to our customers. It's going to Jonathan, going to Barry. I mean, Barry's been great. Barry has some automotive customers that have already carried K&N. And I know you and Johnny went out on the road. You guys saw a lot of these shops already carry K&N, these motorcycle shops. They already have it.
Everyone.
So,
every
right.
Harley Davidson shop that we visited in Connecticut, every one of them had K&N.
So
in their
any of you
shelves.
folks that are installing Cicada products, on those motorcycles, you should have K&N in your shops as well. K&N makes more than just, they make automotive filters. They make, filters for motorcycles as well too. So they're very diverse, a very diverse brand. They have a lot to offer, and they're very well known. They're one of the best in the business. They are the best in the business, in my opinion, and you definitely should have it on your shelves if you ask me.
Guys, this is Andrew Muller. Andrew is one of our buyers here. Support him. Call your Go Fast sales rep. Get a hold of him. Ask him about K&N. There's some deals to be had in K&N. Talk to your Go Fast sales rep. Support Andrew. Andrew wants to be a winner.
Absolutely.
Good
Thank
job.
you. Papi
Good
chulo.
job, bro.
Mr. Joe.
So we got Joe. Joe T is coming up. Now Joe's got a brand that is a challenge, I think, because his brand is a super low entry to or low barrier to entry brand. So he's got to sell a lot of this stuff. But you know what? Little Trees is one of those brands that everybody buys. Everybody has bought him. You've bought him. I've bought him. It's a super easy brand to sell and merchandise. Joe, tell me a little bit about Little Trees this month.
Yeah, enough of the high dollar stuff. We're down into the affordable stuff now. You know what I mean?
Margin.
High margin,
High
and
margin.
affordable. So I kind of hijacked the live stream. I think it was last week when
Yes, you did.
when Johnny was here. Johnny's on vacation this week, so kind of why we're having a little fun here. But but guys, my brand is Little Trees, and like Bob said, a little bit different than our main core of business, I would definitely say. But the good thing about this is there's really. Do you see people walking in returning these things? Is there any
No.
issues with air freshener?
It's funny. I look at one of the reports that we have is warranty returns percentage, and I like to see who's the worst and then who's the best, and I come up to Little Trees and it's zero. There are literally nobody returns this stuff.
Yeah,
it's low. It's something that when you open it, it works. It never gets returned.
Never. And, real quickly, I'll just start with talking about the sale that we're running for the month of June. And, Bob kind of explained what we're doing in terms of the purchasing department, the little contest we going on here. So you saw Ethan talk about Cicada. You saw Andrew talk about K&N. So I'll go into a little bit more of Little Trees. The sale we're running consists of these really cool vent wraps available in many different fragrances. For example, I have watermelon here, Caribbean Colada, and everyone knows black ice. So the deal is, if you buy 10 of these vent wraps, they are 4 per pouch, so that's 40 of them. So 10 times 4 is 40. You'll get 1 for free, and you'll also get a hat and whatever left we have of the t-shirts laying around. T-shirts laying around.
So some swag comes with every one of those orders.
Yeah, absolutely. And the swag is 100% free on top of that 1 extra 4-pack of the vent wraps. And guys, this is $19.50 dealer cost. Not even $20. And you know what? The even better thing about it is there's still margin in this for the dealer to turn around and sell it from their shelf.
So they could take a $20 bill and turn it into $40 or $50 in terms of in at the retail.
Yep.
And the really cool thing about about Little Trees or anything, these are all impulse buys. There's nobody. You're not pitching it. You're not selling it. You're just literally putting it on the counter and letting people buy them as they need them. The other thing that a couple of dealers that I've gone into do a really good job of is customer brings in the car. They have a radio put in, a pair of speakers put in, whatever it is they have put in. A lot of times and I've worked in retail, customer would get back the car. There might be wires on the floor. There might be an owner's manual on the floor. The empty box that it came with is in the back seat. This one a dealer, and I'll call him out. It's Sound Dimension Plus. I'm sorry, not Sound Dimension Plus. It's Sound Design. Rich Papas from Sound Design. He taught me this. He would go in there, light detail, vacuum, make sure that there's no wires. None of the box. If there's a box, it's put back together. It's in his trunk. The car comes back. It's been vacuumed. He'll put a Little Tree in there, and the customer gets back their car, cleaner than when they brought it in.
Of course.
So the experience is they went in, they had it, they bought it something, they were happy with their purchase, but not only that, now they get their car back. It smells great. There's it's been vacuumed, it's kind of light detailed, and he then promotes all of the detailing stuff that he does, and that has been super beneficial for him. He sells a bunch of little trees. He does a little bit of the detailing, and it's all because of just the way that he presents it. And it costs him, what does it cost him to give away a little tree?
Yeah, not a lot.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. But the appreciation from the customer, what's better than getting a clean car and a nice fresh smelling little tree hanging from your rearview mirror. And the thing is, guys, a lot of you may say, it's a tough buy, it's a tough sell. Our rep, Pete, hopefully, a lot of you have seen him at our past few shows. Have you ever seen somebody so interested and intrigued and selling air fresheners at a show?
Pete Blumsack.
I mean,
he's a rock star.
He
came in third.
Yep.
Third place in our Mobile Expo vendor challenge.
Yep.
So now there was when you think about all the brands that we have and think about all the high-end, high-power brands we have, he came in third in sales. That's pretty impressive. And it was a one-man band, right? Pete manned that booth by himself.
Yeah, and he manned a couple other booths as well, another couple brands that we carry. So yeah, Pete is a one-man band, and gives a lot to Go Fast, and we want to show him and have you guys support. I will say, Barry Nuzzo in our sales on our sales team has been helping out tremendously. Selling these sales. Johnny has been doing it as well. We're kind of past the halfway point in June, but still plenty of time left to take advantage of these guys. So I've been, sneaking some flyers and some boxes, just as Andrew has on our will call shelf. So if you were getting them, call your sales rep. Plenty of these available. I also want to remind you that we have more than just the vent wraps, guys. We have the actual trees available in 6-packs. We have the fiber cans. And we also have displays, which Pete sold a lot of at the show. So if you saw a lot of those displays at the show, we brought in a lot of them on our show special for stock. So if you guys want displays, counter displays for your shop, call your Go Fast sales rep. We have plenty in stock to give away.
Yeah, and if you've already bought the display from our Mobile Expo or from before, all you need to do is get a hold of your Go Fast sales rep and fill those back up. Because if they're empty, that means, guess what? Somebody bought them, somebody sold them, somebody used them to help up better a sale. Time to refill.
Yeah, and then, you guys who talk to your sales guys on a daily basis, you guys are always getting orders, whether it's will call, pickups, UPS, whatever it may be. You have great relationships with your sales guys. Spend that extra $19.50, help them out, help me out, support Go Fast like we support you.
Guys, so part of the challenge is certainly sales, but also looking at their Facebook posts, so their likes, shares, comments. Go ahead go to our Facebook page at gofst.com. Oh, sorry, Go Fast Facebook page.
Yep.
Go to our page. Take a look at anything that you see from Joe posting for Little Trees, or Cicada from Ethan, or K&N from Andrew. Go ahead, please, and share, like, comment on those posts. Those are all count towards the challenge.
Yep.
To see
get some points.
How do you merchandise a brand? So. Good job, Joe. Thank you so much
absolutely.
for that. I got to hear, we were just talking about Mobile Expo.
Sure.
I do have, hopefully up on the screen, I'm going to be able to pop up. Congratulations to Memphis Audio. Memphis Audio came in second. We're talking about Pete, who came in third.
Yep.
Memphis Audio came in second. Ellis was kind enough to snap a picture with his trophy. Congratulations to Memphis Audio, to Ellis, and to Chad Boone for the great work that they did at the Mobile Expo.
Their booth was hot.
Their booth, and as a matter of fact, it was voted when we sent out our survey. Yeah. It was voted the best booth at the Mobile Expo by the attendees. So great job by you guys at Memphis Audio. Those guys are awesome. Ellis, if you'll take a look at the picture,
the shirt he was wearing,
the shirt and the glasses, he looks just like the trophy. So great job, and thanks to Ellis, and thank you Nick, thank you Memphis Audio. So Joe, one of the reasons I wanted you to stick around is because we've got a training coming up.
We do,
and this training is it was at Mobile Expo. This brand they were the number one sellers.
They were the winners, yeah.
But in addition, they had live demonstrations going on in the booth all day long. They sold a ton of product, and it's time for what we decided we wanted to do is a follow-up training for windshield skin. So guys, if you're at Mobile Expo, you saw them working on Dave's vet, right?
Yep.
The vet. If you didn't get to mobile to get to our Mobile Expo, check out our website, Windshield Skin. This stuff is pretty impressive.
It is. And one thing I want to say before we talk about the training is, Windshield Skin, a new brand to Go Fast Solutions, first time at the show. And I think the bit of the challenge is, they have never been in front of our dealers before, don't know what type of people they are, what type of shops, but to see the traction that their booth got. I mean, me and you spent the majority of our day up on the stage doing awards, talking, making announcements. Right. Their booth was straight in front of us, right off the stage. And the traffic to that booth was awesome. And I think that says a lot about the character and enthusiasm that they brought to the show, as well as the support of our dealers, checking out a new brand, because I would think, the majority of them would say, hey, this is new to Go Fast. I'm going to stop by. I'm going to see what they're doing. And they got intrigued by the training, and it shows. They won the contest. So, thanks to Windshield Skin for the effort that they put in, and thank you to our dealers for checking them out. And I think it's going to be a huge success going forward. So, anything else you want to touch on before we jump to the training?
Well, so now I think that, again, Maya and Alan did a fantastic job. Their booth was Mia. Yeah, I always get her name wrong.
Mia Omaya.
Yeah. Right, that's what it is. That's why I just got to say it that way. Those guys had their booth was full. They were engaged. They were selling. And they're literally taking this windshield skin and putting it on the vehicle, then having somebody that's never done it before take their hands and go ahead, you put it on here. Let me show you how it's done. And they applied it, and they would pull it off and put it back on. They did this all day, and basically just trying to show dealers that it's not something, although it's not something that requires a ton of additional skills. Now, if you're a windshield or if you're a tint guy, it's a no-brainer. It's something that you probably do in your sleep. But if you're not a tinter, they were able to show guys that they can go ahead and apply this, and this stuff will save windshields. And what Johnny and I have talked about this a number of times. Well, why would I need to save a windshield if I've got insurance? The insurance will either fix my windshield or swap my windshield at no charge to me. Well, what happens if you've got a premium car, Joe?
Yeah, you don't want to replace. For Dave's Vet as an example,
right?
Why would you want to bring that to a dealership or any other aftermarket place and cut and take that windshield off a brand new expensive car?
Right.
Why would you want to do that?
Right.
Not saying it's going to leak or anything, but just the thought of it going through all that work, and it's a brand new car, you could save it by putting that windshield skin on your car.
Put that windshield on your car. You'll save the windshield.
Yep.
You'll save the fact of having to replace the windshield. God forbid if something goes wrong with it. And the thing just looks great.
Yeah.
It's once it's on, you can't really tell, and it just saves that windshield. And I love that the demonstration that she had with the pieces of glass, and that she's smashing pieces of glass without the windshield skin, and then with the windshield skin, the treated glass with it, nothing was happening to it.
Yeah, very cool. It was. We definitely knew more about the brand when we left the show than the day before when we were setting up, I would say.
Certainly. They
and that's the whole goal. That's definitely the whole goal, and I think our dealers too. So speaking of our dealers and this training, the training is going to be Thursday, July 10th. If you are a Go Fast dealer who already has the product in your shop, you are more than welcome to attend this training. We hope you will attend this training. You should.
Right. If you've bought in,
right.
Guys, if you've bought into windshield skin,
it's a free
this
training.
Is the training you want to now. This is the follow-up training.
Yep.
If you bought it and it's sitting in your shelves, or you haven't moved it, here's the training that's going to help you, give you more insight to get that off your shelves onto your customers' cars and get more cash in your bank account, so that you go ahead and now proliferate and buy more. If you didn't buy windshield skin, you still have time, because the training is going to be July 10th. 5:30 till 6:30.
Yep.
It's a Google Meet call, or one of the webinar. So as we say,
Google Meet.
Take a look at your email. You'll be seeing an invite from us shortly. Make sure you register for that and join in on that training, guys. It's going to be worth your time.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you have not bought windshield skin yet, we have opened up. That's why we kind of forecasted out to July 10th. Still got the rest of June and right up to that date to buy it, so you can get in on this training. Part of the reason why is we wanted the sales guys to kind of pitch it a little bit more and trying to get it into your guys' shops. And I think this is a great opportunity to learn about the product. That way, when we are attending the Winter Summit coming up here in September, they're going to be there. And I think even more traction to the booth will happen.
Absolutely. I mean, once we get to that part of the year, when we get to the winter, there's more salt on the road, there's more sand on the road, there's more rocks on the road.
Yep.
You know, windshields become are an endangered species at that time of the year, especially here in the Northeast.
Yep, absolutely.
So, Joe, before we have another major announcement in terms of training. We've got 2 trainings coming up, guys. We've got 2 Sony live trainings happening in July. But mark your calendars. We're going to have a training here July 23rd at Middletown at the Go Fast headquarters. We're going to have this set up for Chris Beulah to show up. Jake from Sony will also be here. We're going to do a live training here. There'll be food, there'll be beverages, there'll be prizes. We always have a little twist here. I've got a competition kind of set up for that. More details for those of you guys that show up. But you definitely want to be here July 23rd. It's going to be from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. here in Middletown, Connecticut for all of our Sony dealers. And if you're not buying Sony, definitely you want to come on down, register for that event. You'll get an invite coming shortly.
Do we know what day of the week that is?
That is going to be a Wednesday.
Wednesday, okay.
And the following day, we're going to be in Natick, Dave & Buster's, Natick, Massachusetts. It's going to be certain little closer. I think that's one of just west of Boston. So for our Massachusetts partners and dealers, we'll have a training there. Same thing. We're going to pick this up, roll over to that Dave & Buster's. It's going to be on July 24th. That's a Thursday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Dave & Buster's in Natick. We're going to have the whole Sony team there, right? Chris Beulah. Yeah. We're going to have Jake. We'll be there. Guys, you want to register for one of those 2 trainings and get in on the Sony trainings. So, guys, super important. This is the first time we've actually done just a dedicated Sony training. Going to be a couple of hours of just in-depth Sony training from Chris Beulah, none other than. So,
yeah, that's so cool. I didn't know that. That's news to me.
That's awesome, right?
Yeah, we got some cool stuff coming up, guys, in the month of July.
Guys, keep an eye out in your inbox for the invite. Talk to your Go Fast sales rep. He'll have details for you. So, Joe, wow, we've talked a lot.
Yeah, we got the brand of the week now, right?
The brand of the week, and we've got a couple of items that are on our special sitting up on the desk here, and a couple of these guys are going to be super great deals.
Yep.
And a couple of these are brand new. We got one of these that's completely brand new that nobody's seen before. We've talked about it a whole bunch. We've got the iDataLink APX kits available for them. These units are in stock. Let's talk about the OEM replacement for a hot second. Mm-hmm. So the OEM replacement unit will allow guys to install vehicles or install radios in vehicles they haven't been able to do before. The stat that Kenwood and JVC have put out is from 19% of the vehicles to close to 90% of the vehicles are now able to put a unit in. And I was just taking some notes before the show. Think about Infiniti Q60, Infiniti Q70s. Think a Nissan Pathfinder. Think Lincoln MKZ. Think of the Chevy Corvette. These are all vehicles that you have not been able to put a radio in. Not only haven't you been able to put a radio in, but some of these are a number of years old, 10 years old, where you haven't been able to put a radio in. Guys, you now have the opportunity with the Kenwood DAX 8000S to be able to put a radio in a bunch of these cars, to the point where you really, if you're a savvy business guy and you've been doing this for a number of years, you want to go through your client list. Who has these vehicles? Take a look at the OEM fit guide for the OEM replacement units. Who has these vehicles that you've done work on? Chances are you've probably told them over the course of time, if they were interested in a new radio, sorry, we can't do anything for that car. No, I can't really change anything for a car. Can't really add this to that car, right? Can't get all the new wave of features. You can't improve that radio. It's kind of like stuck with what you've got. You almost have to go back and call them, email them, send them a letter like in the old days by Pony Express. there's a solution for your vehicle, because a portion of those guys want to change their radios, and they've been told for the last 5-10 years, no, can't do anything for that radio, can't do anything for that car, can't change anything for that car. You've got to almost re-educate them. They're not going to find this out on their own. It's going to take you guys doing the guerrilla warfare. Go through your list of accounts. Who are your customers? Who has these vehicles? Hey, by the way, come down and see what we have that's available now for your vehicle if you're interested in an upgrade. So that's what it's going to take. And these are going to be, not only are these going to be great replacements, but these are going to be high margin, high ticket items. Right? These are not going to be $199 specials where you're going to have to do 100 of them to make an impact. Guys, these are high end units.
What's new? What's hot? Right there.
That's what's new.
What's new? What's
that's
hot?
What's new and what's hot.
Right there.
Awesome. Guys, we also have on the flyer. You should have seen the email come out to you guys. If you haven't seen it, look in your inboxes. It'll be there. We've got a sale on these KFC 1673 MRBLs. These are
Marine
LED,
speakers.
Marine speakers, light up. It's marine season.
Yep.
Boats are out, guys. These are an awesome set of speakers. The price on these is too low to even talk about.
Yep. Very good.
We've got a deal on this KENWOOD KAC D3104. This is a 4-channel Class D amplifier, small impact. Right, this is it's 4 by 50, small footprint, kind of fits almost anywhere. Has a max power output of 600 watts, which is good for those guys that they're looking for. They don't know what they want. They want better sound, and they're super impressed with the max power output. Well, the max power on this is 600 watts, but for us in the industry, we kind of use RMS. So 50 by 4, still an impactful amplifier, and there's a smoking deal on this, guys. You definitely want to call your Go Fast sales rep or check your inbox or not only check your inbox, check
your box stuff.
Check your boxes, because box stuffers will be going out with these sales in every box that's purchased that goes out from Go Fast for the next week.
Very cool.
Right. Last one,
brown
Joe.
box.
Joe, the brown box special.
Yeah.
So
Ethan's been, I think we put Ethan on this project. What's in the brown box, Bobby? What do we got
in the brown box is the KENWOOD KMM BT328U. These are brand new units, full warranty. They come in a brown box. Basically, they were coming to end of life. KENWOOD decided that they didn't have the boxes, and they wanted to move these units. They had a whole bunch of them. We took advantage of them. You've got these radios in a brown box, full warranty card in there, owner's manual in there, the cables in there, all the cabling that you need is in there, guys. And this is a smoking price. I can't even tell you how low it is. It's
too good to talk about.
It's too low to talk about. Right? It's absolutely. Guys, get a hold of your Go Fast sales rep. Ask him about the KENWOOD brown box special. You absolutely want to get a couple of these in there. If you put a couple of these in there, it's almost like little trees. That's how low they are. Yeah, they're almost that low.
Yeah, absolutely. KENWOOD, everyone knows KENWOOD. If you guys have more questions, if more than just what we have in front of you, call your Go Fast sales rep. Be able to help you out. Remember, Johnny's on vacation, so if Johnny doesn't answer, make sure you get transferred over. Don't hang up.
Don't worry, Johnny will be back.
Yep.
Starting Monday. He'll make sure that you give him a call, ask him how his week went, give him some guff for not being in here and being able to help you guys and being here on our Facebook Live.
And give us some business.
And get some business for Johnny. Yeah, Johnny's got to get us some business.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, guys, that's what we got for you this week. Thank you guys for tuning in. As I said, please get a hold of your Go Fast sales rep. Log on to our website, www.gofst.com. It's been updated. There's a ton of features on there. There's a blog post going up this week for a couple of things. Check us out, and we will see you guys next week. Thank you, Joe.
You got it. See you guys.